Okay, welcome. We like to start right on time. So thank you all for being here to learn how our HOA and COA educational webinar outreach program is working and how we're inviting you to participate. This webinar is Elevating Education and Vendor Engagement for Management Companies. I am Diane Michael. I have been working with management companies, vendors, residents associations for over a decade. I started my business development, marketing, and outreach career in 1999. I love that because it's been a minute. It's kind of crazy when you see that. And this is my partner, Lindsay.
Hi there, I'm Lindsay Lombardi. I am the owner of Coastal Living Association Management, and I also work with Coastal Living Real Estate. I've had my real estate license since 2013 and transitioned into the community association world in 2016. I started out working for an on-site property, but through a large management company that works throughout the state and the Southeast. And from there, I transitioned into a family-owned management company that I worked for, also doing portfolio management and some on site as well. And that turned into me starting my own association management company a couple years ago. And then when Diane and I partnered on this little project that we have, I decided that this was a great way to still remain involved in the community association world, but bring a little bit of a different idea to what exists now in the association management world for education. And I decided to put my focus on that. So at this time, I'm not currently managing any associations, but focusing on the education side.
Yes, Lindsay and I met about a decade ago. I was managing the Building Association Managers of Volusia. It's a networking group where vendors and CAMs get together monthly and have education programs and networking. And I met a vendor there who knew Lindsay, who introduced us when she was working for one of those corporate management companies, and we became fast friends. And then later down the road, being that we have a marketing agency, one of our clients is a management company, an HOA, COA management company, and Lindsay started working for them. That was the family business. Or the family management company. And through that, we became even closer. And then when she decided to go on her own, we just started talking about the ability to bring her in and just like, how can we work together? Because her vantage points for bringing education and marketing to vendors and management companies is a very different outlook than mine from being in the marketing side. So we are an amazing team. And I just appreciate you, Lindsay.
Thanks. I
Okay,
appreciate
our
you as
our
well.
webinar program, it has seen great success, and we're thrilled to bring it to the state of Florida. The benefits to a management company in providing webinar programs is pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you know, but it's increased visibility, it's brand awareness, it raises your profile, it gets your name into the community, it gets to associations, it gets to vendors, it gets to board members, it'll get to residents. It's you build stronger vendor relationships and networking by providing webinars, and your reputation to your board members by providing education goes up as well because it provides just another value for you. And then you also become a problem solver because in webinars we're going to talk about seasonal things and legal updates and best practices, and so you are providing solutions to board members who may be challenged in areas or concerned or not really know where to go. So it's giving them that extra support that you may not be giving them currently. And our program requires you to have minimal effort, which is the best part. Really, you're just approving and allowing us to do the rest. How it works. Again, well, I don't know if I said this, but since Lindsay is a CAM and has spent decades in the industry, and since I've worked with management companies, vendors, and such, we know what the best seasonal webinar topics are. So we develop those topics for you. We secure the vendors and work with them on educational topics. We do all the promotions on online platforms and through email databases. One of the kickers for working with us is that we have the board member and the community association manager email addresses for the state of Florida. And so we would be promoting this program to them. We host the monthly webinars featuring vendors, and we send out an educational library for more traction by videotaping the webinars, putting them on your YouTube channel, and then sending them out through newsletters so that it gets more traction and more visibility. Because what we see so often is that our other webinar programs will have board members ranging from 1 to 70 attend, but then the people that signed up or the people that are in the database, they receive that webinar, and then they forward it on to other board members, residents, and friends. So then we do it all again the next month because consistency is key. We don't like doing things one off like many people do. We do it every month. Lindsay, will you talk a little bit about the vendor relationship?
Absolutely. So, I mean, as a management company and my experience as a CAM and working with other management companies and my own, vendors reach out to the higher ups in the company all the time, wanting you to connect them with board members, get them in for, at budget season so that they can put some um, contracts out there and try to pick up new clients. And so this kind of gives you as the management company, hey, contact Diane and Lindsay. They'll let you know what we can do for you. And then in turn, we take these vendors and give them the opportunity to put themselves out there to all of your CAMs as well as your board members during these webinars. And so they have full access to all the board members during these webinars to get their message across and let those board members know what they do and what they can bring to their properties to give them the opportunity to be one of the people they think about when they're putting out an RFP to get bids. Also, this raises your profile and gives exposure to you and the vendors to that entire community. So it's really a win-win for everyone involved. Your CAMs get a little bit of education on topics that maybe they don't know a ton about or feels that they're not as well versed in. And then that gives them the education to sound more educated when they're speaking to the boards that they work for. Same as when they're going to help with presentations for new properties. They have this additional knowledge that they didn't have before, which they can share, which brings value to your company because those are your employees and they're representing you well out in the field.
Yeah, I love that. Working with management companies, I have seen, I don't even know, dozens of vendors try to get in every week. They want to bring coffee and donuts, which is appreciated, but that's not really giving them the ability to talk about what their services are and how they solve problems. And at the end of the day, they want to get to the board members. And, we know best practices are getting three bids. So, having a vendor who is interested in being part of a webinar that's hosted by a management company is certainly a win-win because the board members will be the attendees of the webinar and the vendor gets to speak on those seasonal aspects. They get to talk about why they're the problem solvers. They get to tell their story. And then you as the management company look like you look like the one that put this all together and made the connections take place. And then you're not, as the management company, picking your favorites, choosing your favorites. You're giving everybody the ability pay to play because we like to get these webinars underwritten so that you don't have to pay for it. That's what we like to do. Okay, so how does this work and what do we handle for you? So, the frequency of this program is we would do one webinar a month with two vendors presenting to the board members that day. We will work with you on your database, your proprietary database, and we make sure to market to your current and prospective board members. We identify topics for the vendors and work with them on getting everything ready to promote to the board members. And then, like I alluded to, underwriters for these programs. So the vendors, they understand that the market, they need to pay to play. So we hope to get some vendors that want to that see the value in this program, so they want to participate. So we work to get the vendors signed up. To execute the information, we create newsletters, and we send 3 newsletters per month to highlight the webinar day that we're focusing on. We do a save the date, we do a reminder, and then we are going to be videotaping just like this. That we're doing right now on YouTube. We videotape it, we put it on your YouTube channel. So you're building out your digital library on YouTube, which, for those of you that don't know, YouTube is owned by Google. So that helps with your search engine optimization, because they love when Google loves when YouTube is used, and so many people don't use it. And we just are seeing over and over that videos are increasing engagement. We take that video, we put it into another newsletter, and we send it out again so that it travels and gets you more visibility. We also provide you with 15 social media posts that are going to highlight the vendors and the topics of that month. And that increases your digital presence and keeps your social media fresh and not stale. And then from a webinar management, we host the whole thing. We manage the back end, we manage the waiting room, and then we send the content out to anyone who maybe signed up and didn't attend, and to others for follow-up after the webinar. Anything else that I'm missing on this, Lindsay?
No, I mean, I think that's it. And, keep in mind, in addition to the webinars, um, the posts on social media and the newsletters, even if they don't attend the events, it's still getting your name out there, and it's increasing your presence on these different platforms. So, I mean, that in itself is a benefit, not even including the webinars.
Definitely. Okay, so what to expect? So in the first month, it's a discovery phase. We need to find out from you. I like to ask the question, like, who are you guys paying? What vendors are you using? Because I'd like to start with them first, because we believe very much in reciprocity. And so, we would outreach to those vendors and say, okay, here's an opportunity for you to spend a very limited amount of money to get maximum exposure to our board members. So we would work with you on what vendors to approach on your behalf. We would also like to initially conduct a survey to your board members, and we manage all of this. We come up with the questions, we send them to you for approval, then it goes out. And we can use a Gmail account for you for these purposes. So it's your business name. We're wanting to work in the back end, in the background for you, but surveys are rarely done. We do them for all of our management company clients and our vendors, but you might get 10% response, but those are always good things to send out, because then you're asking for board member feedback. And so then when a board member says, well, you never asked for feedback, you can always say, well, we sent out a survey. We sent out frequent surveys because we do value your feedback and your opinions. We will identify topics with each of the vendors. We get approved by you, we get approved by the vendor, then we start to promote. We will determine the education priorities and schedule the first 3 months. That way we just have everything in the can and we're ready to go with the marketing schedule. We like to reverse engineer everything. So we look at dates and we work backwards. And that is the most efficient way for us to manage this program and keep our costs low. Months 2 through 6 is really the education rollout. That's when the magic happens. That's when the first webinar will take place, where again, we're going to have 2 three newsletters that go out, but two to promote, one for the follow-up, the 15 social media posts, and then we're managing the Zoom and the video, the follow-up, and then sending out the next month the same thing. Anything to add here, Lindsay?
I think you covered that.
Okay. All right. So what's the partner investment for you? So we are accepting right now one management company per county. We are looking for a 6-month commitment because we see results pretty fast. However, we do want a 6-month commitment. It's $3,000 a month, which equals 5 months of webinars, totaling 10 webinars. So your library will be full, and your education outreach will be vast. And then 1 month in the beginning, the first month, is going to be dedicated to securing underwriters. So we don't make promises, but we have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for management companies that we work with through underwriting because we saw the need for vendors to get in front of board members, and for us to do the marketing, or for the management company to do the marketing to get the vendors in front of the board members, costs money. And so vendors understand that. So your database is very powerful, and they want that database. So getting in front of the people in that database is what they're paying for. And we rarely have any questions about it. We just have vendors saying, when's the next one that we can sign up for? So that is our partner investment structure. So the next steps are, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to go over your management company goals. We are a full marketing agency as well. So we would love to do a digital profile on your business, and look and see where you score ABC, and make recommendations for you on even more ways to get your message out and to become the leader in your industry. We're ready to identify those vendors. We've worked with them before. We have case studies, we have testimonials. We'd love to provide those to you. We get everything, again, approved by you. We want to make sure that we have your stamp of approval and that you're excited about the program as well. But again, we're really executing everything for you behind the scenes, and it's a no-brainer way to really market your management company in a unique way that we're hoping that more and more start catching on to, because it works. So let's get started. Anything, Lindsay?
No, we're looking forward to new partnerships all over the state of Florida.
Yes. Everybody, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate you taking the time. Everybody has our email addresses. Please contact us to set up a one-on-one consultation where we can just go over your needs and any questions that you have on this program. And we look forward to working with you. Bye.